The customer has always been right, but today, in today's world, customers not only have a voice, they have a megaphone. Because a customer can get on the internet, write a blog, record a video, put up a post, they can go out there and go viral and be seen by more people than television networks or newspapers. Is this happening every day, yes or no? Customers are king. It's a flip. It's a flip. Companies, guys, prior to the last couple years were built on controlling the messaging to their audience. Controlling the perception to the potential customers. And you could have done that up until a few years ago. You can't do that anymore. Because the truth will always be what? It's always going to be heard. And today they're accessible. Why do you think ViSalus as a model, guys, is really focused on not just promoters, but what? Customers. Something to think about. Successful businesses in general these days are networks and platforms. This is really interesting. Name some of the biggest companies out there that you look up to. What are some big companies, brands that you really look up to that really have a lot of value? Shout out some of the names. Apple. Is Apple in the business of iPods? Is Apple in the business of iPhones or Apple TVs? Or is Apple in the platform business? What do all those things plug into? Where do you download your media all day long? What's another business? Nordstrom's, what else? Google? You guys hear that company? So you guys, all the successful businesses out there that are really growing, the new age companies, what company just went public recently? Platforms, networks, the same thing that we do. And the biggest shift that's happening right now is, in today's day and age, it's all about trust. How many of you guys would agree with that one? Okay. So let's talk, go ahead and go to the next slide, please. Understanding that the shifts that are happening, here's what makes our model work. Aligning with those currents. What does that slide say? What does it say? What does it say? You guys, we work hard behind the scenes. You'd be amazed how hard it is to make things simple. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It's hard. It's hard. As leaders, you have to do your best to take the messaging that's put out there, because it's put out there for a reason, and keep it what? Simple. Less is more. You can be in ViSalus, which one of the key things, you guys need to understand this as leaders, one of the reasons we are dominating is because what we do is what? Fast-paced, people are bombarded, million things a day, million things a minute, messages all over the place. If they don't get it in 10 seconds, they're not going to take the time to get it. Does that make sense? People got to get it. They got to get it quick. But I even still see sometimes people within our community, they have the model, they have the message, they're part of what we're doing. And then I see on Facebook and it's like a monologue post. Or I hear presentations going on. Let me talk to you about the shake. Yeah, it's a shake mix that tastes like a cake mix. They should stop. And then it has Trizor protein, and you know, it's the best thing, and it's kosher, and it has all that. How many of you guys have people in your organization that are doing this? Hey, I just found out a Body by Body challenge. You should check out this Vine line. Should be doing that. Hey, all you have to do is come in at $4.99. You're going to get all this system. You're log in this Vinet. They're partnered with like Success. You're going to get all this awesome training. You're going to have tax advantages. Then we're going to go out there and have a party. You're going to have a party. You're going to have 3, and then you're going to get free. And then I'm going to go out there and get a BMW, right? You laugh, but is this happening? Keep it what? You guys, you have to keep it simple. You have to keep it simple. Otherwise, you're going to have people in your organization, right, that are in the right place at the right time with the right message, but because they don't understand what's making it work, they're not going to find the same success as the person that's keeping it what? Can we do this? Next slide. Here's a word we use a lot in our culture. Be what? Be social. Are we in a social business, yes or no? Yes. Now when I say social, I don't just mean social media. I don't just mean the internet. When I say be social, I mean just be what? Social. Guys, here's the secret. I need you guys to understand this. The reason the challenge is growing the rate that it's growing today is because the challenge is conversational. It is a normal conversation. How many of you guys have never been in network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, MLM, ever before? ViSalus, the very first time. Guys, give these people a huge round of applause, guys. Eddie's in the room, first time in the industry. You guys will get this naturally. Everybody else, we got to learn to be normal again. True? True. Because if you've been in this industry before, this industry is inherently been built on unnatural or not social activity. What'd you guys do for Memorial Day? So we're hanging out at the barbecue, and all of a sudden a friend comes over and says, I just found out about this brand new shake done by this doctor in this clinical and this white paper and this berry from this long lost island, and all of a sudden we're going to do... Who's been pitched like that before? You didn't invite that person to the next party, right? Even worse when you lead with the business opportunity. What happens when all of a sudden, even if, you guys, do we have a lucrative business opportunity, yes or no? Can people make money with us? Can they redefine their financial future with us? But if you lead with that, guess what happens?
Too good to be true.
Right? A challenge. You have to lead with the what? Challenge. Always lead with the what? Challenge. Your first conversation and your team's first conversation to a prospect should always be about the what? Challenge. It's social. It's conversational. Now for some of you guys in the room, you're like, Blake, that's obvious, that's what we do. I'm telling you guys though, the bigger your teams get, the more you'll have people in your organization that start to stray. They get stuck on an ingredient, they fall in love with the doctor, they're scientific themselves, so they feel like everybody else has to be, right? They're really into the money and they're money motivated, so they think everybody else is money motivated. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yes. And your job as a leader is to make sure they keep it social. You guys get this? Yes. I feel bad. There's a lot of how many of you guys have seen these copycat companies out there? No. I gotta sit back and I gotta laugh because it's they copy the word or the challenge or this or that, but they don't get the point. And then they still lead with, let me show you how our comp plan is so good. You don't get it! They miss the whole point. The reason the challenge works is because the challenge is social. Can we keep it that way? Yes? Yes! Next slide. So we keep it simple. We gotta be what? Social. Here's an easy one, be real. Don't you just love that picture? That was Dick's idea, by the way. Be real. Which again isn't something that we should have to teach at a leadership level, but you guys, it's something that's so contra what has been in this space. You guys, when I was coming up in the industry, right, as a distributor in a prior company, we were taught, well, you gotta fake it till you make it. You guys, here's another shift that's happened today. People's BS meters are so well fine-tuned. You guys don't know, how many of you guys, your own BS meter has just improved over the last couple of years, right? You guys, if you're not real, people feel that. You gotta be yourself. One of the things I love most about the ViSalus community is it doesn't matter what your background is, where you're from. Doesn't matter anything that you've done up until this point. When you get involved in this community, you can be yourself. How many of you guys feel that? Be yourself. You can be yourself. And our model is designed where whoever you are is gonna work as long as you follow the program. You don't have to roll up with gold jewelry on and blinged out this and sitting down like a lot of the people in other companies out there. You don't have to. How many of you guys like that concept? Guys, here's the irony of this, In today's age, transparency, authenticity, real, works better than all that other stuff. Works better than overhyping, over-promising, over-exaggerating, pretending to be something you're not. Just be real. How many guys would agree from the top down, looking at the leaders, the top promoters, the globals, the ambassadors, how many guys would agree that the people you see on stage are the same people you meet off stage? How many guys have found that? You guys, that's why the community is building the way that it's building. Next slide. We're simple, we're social, we're real. And because our message is all of that, we say the same thing over and 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 over again. How many guys get bored easily? Be honest. How many guys get bored of hearing yourself say the same thing over and over and over and over again? You're gonna have to get over that. I'm serious, because I watch leaders as they're going through the compensation plan. You may get bored of saying the same thing over and over and over and over again, but here's what you have to remember. It's not about you, it's about the person you're talking to. And they need to hear the same exact message that made you successful. They need to hear the same information that you got that got you to where you were to where you are. They need to hear that message. Guys, do not get creative. You guys, I'm warning you. For some of you in the room, you're like, Blake, that's no problem, man. I like the fact that I don't have to think about anything. I just have to go out there and share the information. But if it's not you, it'll be someone in your organization, guys, that always tries to figure out a better way. All of a sudden, they're like, well, instead of calling it a challenge party, let's call it a shake party. You know? Instead of calling it a local success training, let's call it the Super Duper Saturday. You guys laugh, like... I won't throw the name under the bus, but I was sitting in an event this last week, and I even heard, you guys, everybody, we gotta keep ourselves to this. Leaders, everybody, it's ambassadors down. Someone's like, well, yeah, overview.ViSalus.com, who uses that? Right? Then I heard someone say like, well, I like, short overview 111.net. I'm like, oh. Be consistent. Consistency is the only way you're going to go out there and duplicate a massive organization. How many guys plan on being black jackets? How many guys plan on having blue jackets and gray jackets and ambassador on top of ambassador and ambassador on top of ambassador? Then be what? Consistent. Be consistent. As you're coming up, guys, in the compensation plan here, it's the community's job to police itself. The company can't. It's impossible. 150,000 people joining a month is impossible to police. Unless the community does it for itself. So if you guys start to see things out there that people go in the wrong direction, getting complicated, doing things that are off model, and it may seem like something small, it's something big. Because you don't know how many people may see that, now get confused, now take the wrong action, and not get the result, and they're not going to blame the person that they heard it from, they're going to say, ViSalus didn't work. Does that make sense? Which affects who? Be consistent. Okay? Stay on point. Stay on the system. Follow what the leaders are training. Next slide. We're simple, we're social, we're authentic. And we do the same thing over and over again. How many guys like the fact that ViSalus likes to innovate? Let me hear you. You guys, we are no doubt the innovator. We've never built our company based on where the industry came from. We built our company based on where we knew it would go. We're the innovator. Which only works if the community is quick to adopt the innovation. Does that make sense? Because we can come up with some great idea, the leaders can collaborate, here we go, and you may have one team that's really passionate